New England is modified country, and at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, it is the biggest race of the year. We're in Loudon, New Hampshire today, where 36 modified drivers won their piece of the rock. We welcome you to Loudon, New Hampshire and the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for today's running of the New England 100. I'm Mike Hawkwood along with Phil Parsons. Phil, there's no bigger day for these modified drivers than on this racetrack.
This is really like the Daytona 500 for the modified guys. You can see perfect weather.
Ryan Newman's on the pole, and he's with the third member of our crew, Bob Dillon.
Ryan Newman says Sunday Cup racing is all about his day job, but today is pure fun. Ryan Newman will start from the pole here today in the 7NY car, and he says this will be the most exciting race of the weekend. But the guy that has the big old target on him is the guy that will start outside of the front row, Bobby Santos III. He's won 3 of the first 4 Whelen Modified Tour races this year, and everybody is gunning for him today at the Magic Mile.
All right, thank you, Bob. Here's our track description. This is a fast track for the modifieds.
It really is. As a matter of fact, this is only one of 2 tracks on the entire tour that they will run a restrictor plate.
36 cars make up the field today, 100 laps, 106 miles. And when you look at the points, Phil, Bobby Santos, as Bob Dillner said, what a year he's had.
Yeah, he's already had a great year, and he's only 4 races in, 3 wins already. Actually set a record. The only guy's ever won 3 of the first 4 races here.
And the other race, he finished in 2nd place. I would take a look at our starting grid. Newman and Santos on the front row, but there are a lot of other strong cars here today.
Well, they sure do. There's Todd Zeggett here, former series champion. Back in row number 3 is Robbie Summers and Doug Kobe.
How about TC,
Yeah.
Ted Christopher?
10-time winner here. He's won 5 modified races and 5 East races here at this racetrack.
Nobody's won more at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Mike Stefanik, veteran, always a contender.
Only 7 championships for Mike Stefanik and 70 wins in the tour.
Ed Flimke Jr. name. Andy Seiss on row 10.
There's George Brunholzer III. He was a Whelen Southern Modified Tour champion last year.
L.W. Miller on row 13. As we move back through the field.
There's Richie Pillai Jr.
Danny Knoll, Gary McDonald on row 16. Wade Cole, Joe Hartman. Strong field here today, as you would expect, because this is the big one, the race here in New Hampshire. And the green flag is out. We're underway.
I'm telling you, Mike, the draft here is probably just as important as it is at Daytona. We talk about this being the Daytona for the modifieds. They draft like it's Daytona.
And a good start for Ryan Newman in that 7th car. You get a sense here of just how fast they're going. And as you said, a restrictor plate being used here today.
Yeah, a lot of speed, a lot of tires, great handling on these cars. There's the 2-car of Todd Zeggett on the inside of Bobby Santos in the 4-car.
And now Zeggett drops back a little bit as that draft takes effect up high.
That's exactly what it was. It's like pulling out a line at Daytona and the train goes by.
Led, of course, by Ryan Newman. Bob Dillner says just doing it for fun. But do you ever know a race driver that straps in and says, okay, this is just going to be fun?
Wait, he's absolutely doing it for fun, but it doesn't mean he doesn't want to win.
Exactly, yeah. You know he is focused in trying to get a victory here today. Didn't grow up racing modifieds, but says he really has come to love it.
Yeah, this is only, I believe, his 5th start in a modified, and I think all of them have been in this car here. This is Kevin Bono Mannion's car. The crew chief for Jamie McMurray, the Daytona 500 winning crew chief, Bono Mannion, and the number 7NY is a tribute to Tommy Baldwin Sr., who tragically lost his life at Thompson, Connecticut.
Yeah, he is sorely missed in this series.
Great nose-to-tail racing here. First 4 positions. Battle back for 5th. Oh, caution on the racetrack. Problems over in 3 and 4.
That's the 71 of Rob Fuller. And is that Mike Stefanik?
It
I
is.
think it is.
Flat right front tire for sure on Stefanik's car. He's going to make his way straight to pit road.
Boy, a tough break for the veteran Mike Stefanik.
You wonder, there's a lot of damage to the front of that car too.
And Rob Fuller as well in that 71 car. As you said, Stefanik is 7-time champion.
Yeah, look at all the damage to the front end of Stefanik's car. That's it's going to be tough for him.
Ryan Newman, the pole sitter, out in front. Bobby Santos running second here at New Hampshire.
NASCAR home tracks, where every lap of every race tells a story.
Back at the New England 100, ready to go green, Ryan Newman. Your pole sitter, Bobby Santos, alongside him. And the green flag is back out here in Loudon.
Ooh, Eric Rudolph very slow on the start, pulls over to the inside. Hasn't got up to speed yet.
Always some trouble with Rudolph, the youngest driver in this field.
It was interesting that Ryan Newman elected to take the outside on the restart, which is pole sitter's choice, or leader's choice, I should say.
There's Rudolph, who has one career win in this modified series, son of Charlie Rudolph, former tour competitor. Phil, you have to talk about this race a little bit like you talk about Daytona. Get out of line and you're taking your chance.
Absolutely. Teddy Christopher able to take over that second spot from Szegedy. Nice little slingshot as they went down in the corner and then did a slide job.
Remember, we said nobody knows how to get around this racetrack better than that guy, TC, Teddy Christopher.
Ooh.
More wins than anybody else.
He used up the racetrack, true. He started moving up the hill. Ryan Newman had to jump out of the throttle. That allowed Szegedy to get by. Now he's going for the lead.
Boy, he has got a strong race car, Ted Christopher.
Todd Szegedy shut out last year for the first time in a long time. No wins. He's looking to get back on track here.
And caution has come out for the second time here today, Phil.
Yeah, Eric Rudolph was not able to get all the way back around to the pit area. He's on the access road over at turn number 3. We just caught a glimpse of him, but they're going to throw the caution here to push him back to pit road.
Well, that's dangerous, but we will have another exciting restart in a moment. Yellow's out here at the New England 100. Ted Christopher is now our leader. Todd Szegedy in second place here at Loudon, New Hampshire. And we welcome you back to Loudon, New Hampshire. Mike Hogwood here, along with Phil Parsons, Bob Dillner down on pit road. We're ready to go back to green. We'll see what TC can do.
Yeah, Teddy elected to take the outside as well. Good jump for him over Szegedy. Ryan Newman behind Szegedy. Bobby Santos now side by side with Szegedy for second.
Ted Christopher awfully strong here today. And again, we'll remind you, he's won more races on this racetrack than any other driver. Has wins in the K&N East Series as well as 5 modified wins here.
Look at Ryan Newman making a move on the inside of the racetrack. Ryan's battling for the 5th spot right here, but the draft is on the outside.
You know, I wonder, Phil, how careful some of these guys are. Like at Daytona, nobody wants to really push it in the first part of the race if you're staying up front. But right now, as you said, out in single file.
Yeah, these guys will push it here, though. This is fun for them. See, Ryan Newman's lost a little bit of ground there on the inside by himself. Couldn't get any help down there.
Yeah, he got hung out down low and now tucks back in line, but he lost a number of positions on the racetrack.
He's right behind the 6 of Ronnie Silk.
Ted Christopher continues to lead. We talked about Bobby Santos winning 3 of the 4 races. Well, the other race was won at Stafford by Ted Christopher.
How about that? Yeah, that's a huge surprise as well. Teddy C's so good at Stafford.
Field single file again now. Everybody saw what happened to Ryan Newman. He pulled out a line, tried to make a move, and still going down low, as you saw at the top of your screen.
And still losing some positions as well. Now he's able to jump up in front of the 3 car, Ryan Preece. There's Eric Goodale in the 58, the white car on the inside.
Yeah, but watch him lose a position or two.
Doesn't look like the inside is the place to be right now.
Ryan Newman would tell you that in a hurry. It's still a long way to go here.
Yeah, the inside continues to be the slow way around right now. We're single file all the way back to about 15th. 18 car right there. Ken Hagee gets a little bit sideways.
Well, there we see a pass down low.
Well, attempted pass. Woody Pitcat in the 28. He is able to make the pass with a slide job. Another side-by-side for fourth. 14 of Jimmy Blewett on the inside.
Oh, we're seeing great racing back in the pack as drivers try to test down a little. There goes yet another one. That's Blewett, I think, down low.
On the inside of Rob Summers in the 1 car.
Not able to make that pass either.
It's so inviting though when you pull up and the draft pulls you up on somebody, you have a run. It's hard not to try to pull out a line.
But we haven't seen it work very much.
There's Andy Seiss in the 70 car. Right in front of the 7 of Ryan Newman. Ryan Preece, the 3 car right behind Newman.
Again, Newman, the pole sitter here. Ted Christopher still our leader after 18 laps. Bobby Santos running second. 3 of the 4 races this year, seems content right now to hang on to second place.
Ryan Newman made a nice move while we were away up to the 4th position now, right behind Zagetti in the 2.
Yeah, we'll see again if Ryan Newman might try it down low. That's what got him in trouble the first time. Got out of that draft and really got kicked back.
He's got a little gap right now over the 5th place car. There's a good battle. Ryan Preece, the 3 on the inside. Rob Summers, the 1 on the outside.
Ryan Preece, second in the points last year.
There's a 0 of Doug Kobe right behind Ryan Preece. He just put this deal together at the 11th hour. As of last week, didn't have anything to run here. And now he's doing a terrific job. Had a good qualifying effort, qualified 6th, running up in the top 10.
Yeah, normally you see when a guy puts a deal together at the last minute, they get out and run around, run in the back. But this guy put a deal the last minute, and he's been in the top 10 all day.
They're trying to make a move around Rob Summers. Didn't quite get the slide job done that time.
Again, not able to make that pass on the inside. We talked about Preece, who you saw in that 3 car. A lot of folks thought he might be the favorite to win the title this year.
Yeah, Ryan Preece has done a terrific job here. Still a very young driver. I think 3 Tour wins already for Ryan Preece.
Out in front of this group right here. Kobe right behind him. And up front, Ted Christopher continues to lead the New England 100.
Ryan Newman now has made his way by Todd Zagetti up into the 3rd position.
Ryan Newman being very patient, but the pole sitter knows he has a strong car here today.
How about that big lead now? I don't know how you can get a lead that big at Loudon in a modified car.
Yeah, there's no draft going on with TC right now. Way out in front.
Newman makes the move to the inside of Bobby Santos in the battle for 2nd.
Can Ryan Newman make the pass on the inside? He's failed a couple of times. Santos is strong, but Newman takes the position away. He's now running in 2nd.
Now let's see if he can chase down our leader, Teddy Christopher. Opens up a couple car links on the 4, Bobby Santos.
You think some of these guys might be saving their car a little bit, not pushing it here early?
Well, I don't know. Ryan Newman dropped back. As you see Doug Kobe trying to make another pass on Jimmy Blewett. He is able to get that done. We saw Ryan Newman fade back to 7th or 8th by jumping down on the inside. Now he's systematically worked his way all the way back up to 2nd.
Yeah, and it will be interesting to see if he can catch up with Christopher and get in the battle for the lead here.
Good shot of Doug Kobe. Following the 6 of Ron Silk, pulls to the inside. Ron won one of these Loudon races last year. Kobe able to make the pass.
So Kobe gets by Silk. Kobe continues to impress, and as you said, put that deal together the last minute.
Well, Teddy C's not taking any prisoners right now. Still has about a 6-8 car length lead over Ryan Newman. Has a lap car in between them.
Nobody able to catch up with him. Ted Christopher, the 2008 champion in this series.
35 career wins for Ted Christopher, including one this year, as you mentioned, at Stafford.
Phil, I was up here doing a East Series race a few years ago and went to a restaurant. TC comes in the restaurant. He is like a rock star in this part of the country. I mean, fans were just all wanting to come and talk to him, get an autograph. Incredible. But modified racing so big up here in this part of the country.
Boy, it sure is. This is where it was born. Doug Kobe again to the inside of L.W. Miller.
Kobe not able to make the pass. He'll tuck back in line.
That's the lap car of L.W. Miller in between the 4 of Bobby Santos and the 0 of Doug Kobe.
And Miller started back in the pack, and it's been a tough day for him so far. But caution out now on lap 41. Yellow has waved for the 3rd time here today in the New England 100.
Tough break for Rob Summers, stalled over in the chicane on the backstretch.
This will allow the field to catch up to Ted Christopher. Pole sitter Ryan Newman running second here at Loudon, New Hampshire. Eric Goodale, Doug Kobe out in front. We've had some pit stops here, Phil.
Yeah, just about everybody in the field pitted except for Eric Goodale, and he will restart this race on the point on the inside.
Goodale's had a tough season so far. 17th is his best finish to date in this season.
Doug Kobe's in the preferred line on the outside, the line that's been the fastest this race. Goodale hanging tough though on the inside. There's Bobby Santos, the yellow number 4 on the outside. Teddy Christopher now in the 4th position.
And you see Goodale starting to fall back a little bit there on the inside. And the leader, as we told you, Doug Kobe, who has not had a ride for the last 2 races. But today, he's got one. Last minute deal, and he's in the lead here in New Hampshire.
And he ran well thus far in this entire race. Battled up in the top 10 prior to that pit stop. Now here goes Bobby Santos for the lead on the inside. Slingshot.
Santos takes the lead for the first time today. Again, he has won 3 of the first 4 races in this series. Kobe right behind him. Look at him right on his bumper.
A little bump drafting here at Loudon on the front stretch. Teddy C continues to run in this 3rd spot. Eric Goodale now drifted back to 4th.
The story now is Bobby Santos, points leader in the series.
These guys are lining up trying to get away from the rest of the field. There's Todd Zegedy, the 2-car back in 5th. Ryan Preece, the blue number 3, back in 6th.
Yeah, you talk about Santos. He has been successful in so many series. Saw him give Toyota their first pole in the ARCA series. He's run the midgets, USAC.
Yeah, anything without fenders, he's definitely run and had a lot of success in.
Look at Christopher on the inside. TC trying to take it to the front.
Kobe didn't leave many hole there to get in between the Mystic Missile, the 4-car, and the 0.
Look at Kobe bump drafting on Bobby Santos.
That allowed them to pull a couple car lengths away from Teddy C when he wasn't able to get back in line between those 2 cars. But the draft will pull him right up to him again.
There's one thing of being the draft and then the bump drafting, Phil. That really does make the speed go a little faster.
It just propels that front car forward. Eric Goodale has done a nice job remaining up in the top 5.
And now Kobe wants to duck down inside and take a look at the lead right beside Santos, and look at the muscle of Kobe as he retakes the lead here.
Now let's see if he can lead this lap at the other end of the racetrack to start finish line. It may not happen. Oh, caution on the racetrack.
Halfway through, the caution flag is out as Bobby Santos retakes the lead. I think it was George Brunhosel. Yeah, he's turned around. And a lot of damage.
Yeah, you can see water coming from the radiator. The radiator's been punctured. Tough break for Georgie.
Boy, have we had some great racing up front. Bobby Santos, your leader, we're under caution. And again, we are halfway through. Here, Santos Kobe on the front row. Christopher and Eric Goodale on row 2 as the green is back out.
Santos on the outside, Goodale behind him. Santos able to get out in front of Kobe. Teddy C now side by side for second.
And TC might get hung out to dry there. No, he tucks in line. He's in third.
There's Szegedy on the inside of the 3 of Ryan Preece. Ron Silk the 6 inside of the 7 of Ryan Newman.
And Santos a couple of car lengths now out in front of Kobe.
Oh, those cars look neat coming down that front straightaway.
They do, and as we've seen, the draft really an important part of this race. Been a great race so far.
Teddy C going to the inside on the 0 of Doug Kobe to take that second spot. Blasted down in the corner.
Boy, he did. Got a great run, did TC, to move into second place.
See if Doug Kobe's going to pull up and bump draft Teddy C a little bit.
I'm still amazed at what Doug Kobe has been able to do here today, considering the first part of the season for him has been pretty much a disaster.
Ryan Newman has made his way back up into the top 5 now, right behind the white car.
Yeah, we haven't called his name in a while.
Yeah,
Ryan Newman.
Ryan Preece right behind him. There's Todd Szegedy running in the 7th spot.
Ryan Newman in 5th, but look at this. Christopher again down on the inside, and Ted Christopher is going to take the lead once again for Bobby Santos. Here comes Santos back on the inside.
Little contact between the leaders right there.
Great racing here.
Doug Kobe pushing Teddy Christopher from the outside.
Yeah, that push was all TC needed to get a little ground. And look at Ryan Newman coming up on the outside. My goodness.
Looked like he envisioned maybe moving to the outside. Now he switches over to the inside.
Newman trying to make a move. He's in 3rd. Ted Christopher has taken the lead. Kobe in 2nd place. And now everybody's going to take a deep breath and get to single file.
Yeah, probably not for long, though.
A little of that bump drafting. Kobe and Ted Christopher.
Ryan Preece able to make the pass on Eric Goodale for the 5th spot.
And Newman, who drops back from time to time and then all of a sudden gets real racy, and there he dove along the inside. Kobe's on the inside now. He has no help, but he's going to be able to take the lead.
How long did you say they were going to be single file?
You said not long, and you were right.
Newman goes to the inside of Teddy C, going to follow Doug Kobe.
Now look at Ryan Newman. I don't think you can go 3 wide here.
Bobby Santos is going to try to close the hole up, keep him down on the inside, keep him pinned down there.
Christopher again up top, side by side with Kobe. Up high. Well, neither driver able to gain the advantage, but here comes Kobe on the inside to try to take the lead.
Well, it looks like the start of the race. Ooh,
Are you
contact
kidding
again.
me?
Doug Kobe and the 4 Bobby Santos make contact.
Christopher, meanwhile, stays out in front. Oh, my goodness! There's trouble. Todd Szegedy is in it.
Chuck Hosfeld looked like he drove over the left rear of Todd Szegedy.
Caution is out.
There's Chuck's car right there.
Hosfeld.
Let's take a look at what happened here. Watch right side of your screen. Looked like Todd Szegedy slowed for Eric Goodale. When he did, Chuck Hosfeld had already committed, drove over his left rear tire.
Boy, tough break for both of those guys, but just part of the excitement in this modified race here in Loudon, New Hampshire today.
There's another view of it. Looked like maybe Chuck Hosfeld wanted to get in that driver compartment of Todd Szegedy for a moment. A lot of damage to Zegedy's car.
Hosfeld, meanwhile, was able to get his turned around. He seems to be okay. Kobe, your leader. Christopher, Bobby Santos. But hang on. This race is something else. Down towards the closing stages here as we get ready to go back to green. And we have seen some exciting racing up front. Doug Kobe, Ted Christopher will lead this field to the green flag.
Ryan Newman a little bit slow on the start, seized up the outside rope for just a moment. But Teddy C just drives by him.
TC again out front. He's led a lot of laps here today.
Bobby Santos settles into the 2nd spot for now.
And for now is right. Santos on the inside.
He stayed there for about 3 seconds.
And he takes the lead back.
What incredible racing these modifieds do here at Loud.
Yeah, trust me, we'll have another battle for the lead very shortly. We're having a battle for second place right now.
Ryan Newman going for third on Doug Kobe. They're side by side. Newman not able to get in front of Kobe.
Newman has not been afraid to take a chance and go down low today.
Not at all. There's Teddy C. He's going to go down low, see if he can blast it down in turn number 3, and he does to take the lead.
Christopher back in the lead. Santos running second.
Doug Kobe got a little bit loose there coming off of 4.
But he's run a great race here today.
Newman falling back a little bit. He's back into the clutches of the 3 of Ryan Preece. Ron Silk now up into the 4th spot.
What's been amazing to me, we've seen Ryan Newman drop back like this all day long, and yet he's able to somehow make his way back up front as another battle for the lead.
Bobby Santos drives right back by Teddy C. Teddy's going to switch over to the inside now. See if he can pull up beside him. Not able to do it there.
You know, it's almost like being out front's not the place to be.
Exactly. That's how it used to be back in the day at Daytona Talladega. You did not want to be leading on the last lap because of the slingshot.
Well, we've seen that slingshot working very well here. Let's see if Christopher's going to use it again.
They stayed nose to tail for a moment. First 6 cars, first 7 cars nose to tail.
You know, we see a lot of that bump drafting on the front straightaway. That can be really tricky for a driver, can it?
Oh yeah, and you have to let them go before they get to the corner so the guy can make his way into the corner. As we watch Ron Silk take over the 3rd spot from Kobe, and Ryan Newman may get to 4th spot, and he does.
Ryan Newman dropped all the way back to 7th again, and now back up to 4th. And here's another slingshot for the lead.
Say Ted Christopher is able to get down in turn number 3 so well. Every time he's pulled down there, he's been able to clear the leader once he got there. Now Ron Silk moves to the inside.
We haven't talked a lot about Ron Silk today, but boy, is he coming on here later in the race.
He's pushing Bobby Santos to the outside, pushes him up into the loose stuff, takes over that 2nd spot. Newman now up battling for 3rd.
And remember, Ron Silk won on this racetrack last year.
Ryan Newman not able to clear the 4 of Bobby Santos. They continue side by side up off the corner.
Christopher maintains the lead, but will Silk take it away? He's on the inside.
He's going to move Teddy up to the top of the groove.
Ronnie Silk, for the first time today, has got his nose out in front.
Let's see if he stays there when he gets to the start-finish line.
Well, as soon as I said that, Ted Christopher came back on the high side, and look at down low Ryan Newman.
I wonder how many lead changes we would have if we counted them all the way around the racetrack, not just at the start-finish line.
Well, they'd be a lot, and that's what these fans came to see, and that's why modified racing is so popular here in New England. This kind of racing.
Ryan Newman again down on the inside of the 4, Bobby Santos. That's a battle for 3rd. Newman's already lost 3rd and 4th to Doug Kobe as Ron Silk goes for the lead again.
Ron Silk not going to have it long, though.
I think Ted wants to lead this race. Ooh, Ron Silk's going to get it now with a bump from Bobby Santos.
The bump draft has put Santos in Silk 1 and 2, and look at Christopher hung out down low. Can he get back in line?
Just side by side, wheel to wheel with a 0 of Doug Kobe. Ryan Newman now pulls up behind Doug Kobe to push him by.
And finally, Christopher able to duck in behind Ryan Newman.
All the way back to the 5th position. Ryan Preece right now in 6th.
Just shows what can happen when you have a car, even as strong as Christopher is. You get hung out, you're out. Now another battle for the lead. Santos back out in front.
We're going to be out of breath talking about lead changes here. Battles for the lead.
Can you imagine what we're going to see in the last 10 laps?
Wow, it can't get any better than this.
Johnny Bush has turned it around down in turn 2, and he has hit the wall. You can see a lot of damage on that race car and the water coming out. We're going to have a caution to clean that up.
Johnny Bush running the spec engine here in the modified tour.
Well, everybody a chance to take their breath. We've had great racing here at the New England 100. "78 laps complete. Ron Silk, Bobby Santos here on the front row. Boy, what happened to Santos there?
Boy, it looks like he either spun the tires or missed a gear. Really boggled things up for a moment.
And Ryan Newman in second place now as his sights set on Ronnie Silk.
He peeked to the inside there for just a moment. Now he's going to pull out a line.
That has hurt him at times today, but not here.
He's able to clear the leader, Ronnie Silk, to take over the lead. Ryan Preece now, the 3-car, running third. Bobby Santos running fourth.
Ryan Newman, your pole sitter, has dropped back. He's never been out of the top 10 today, but has made his way back to the front.
Oh, trouble. The car's around. Looks like L.W. Miller in the 9-car.
Miller's spin has brought out the yellow once again. Ryan Newman, Ron Silk up front. 20 laps remain here. Ryan Newman, Ron Silk restarting on the front row. Ryan Preece, Bobby Santos right behind them.
Ryan Newman gets a little bit of a push from Bobby Santos, shoots him out in the lead. Ron Silk able to pull up in between them in the second spot. Bobby Santos now moves to the inside of Ron Silk in that battle for second.
Yeah, we haven't heard the last of Bobby Santos today. Up by a long shot. Ryan Newman, though, once he got out in front here, he seems awfully strong.
Boy, Ryan Silk went real high, got up in the loose stuff, lost a couple spots. Ryan Preece is able to get by him now for the fourth spot.
After leading a number of laps in the early going, we haven't talked a lot about Ted Christopher up front, but watch out. He's running in third.
He's certainly lurking right now.
Back in the pack now, everybody knows this is go time. Here's where you got to show all your stuff. And look at the first 3 cars have spread out just a little bit. The draft not in effect.
I would call that a comfortable lead right now for Ryan Newman, and we're only talking about 2 car lengths.
Yeah. That's what kind of race it's been today, folks. A lot of lead changes.
This one's not over, though. These guys are going to bunch back up. See Teddy Christopher now lurking in the third position.
Yeah, I still think Ted Christopher could be a factor here before this is over.
He's always a factor when they come here to Loudon.
Ryan Newman, who, as Bob Dillner told us at the beginning of the broadcast, doing it just for fun today.
There's Woody Pitcat right there getting by Doug Kobe. Doug was so strong early. Now Eric Goodale in the 58 car is trying to get by Doug. Is that Eddie Flemke Jr. there in the 10 car? Right in front of Woody Pitcat.
It is. And again, Doug Kobe, the amazing story, put the deal together at the last minute. He's been in the top 10 all day.
Caught a glimpse for a moment of Justin Bonsignor. Finished second at Martinsville last time out. Great job.
Indeed. See if he can move up here in these final laps.
Big line of cars behind Eddie Flemke Jr. Ron Bouchard, former Cup driver, is the sponsor of that car, and that car actually paint scheme is a tribute to the Race Hill Farm car that Jack Beebe owned that Ron Bouchard won Talladega in.
I was at that race. Boy, what a great day that was for Ron Bouchard.
I believe that was 1981.
I was a teenager back then.
I was 4.
Yeah. Ryan Newman still out in front.
Teddy C now has dropped in behind Ron Silk. Back to the 4th spot. Ryan Preece 5th, and then there's a little bit of a gap back to the 6th spot.
Silk with 1 top 10 on the season. He finished 8th in the first race of the year at Thompson.
Teddy C going to drive back by him into number 1 to get the 3rd spot back. I don't think Teddy wants to be too far back here. He knows we're getting down towards the end of the race. He has to be in touch with the leaders to have a shot at it.
And Ted Christopher has not run well in the last 2 races. He's finished outside the top 10 in both of them. So you know he wants to get his season back on track here today.
Already has that 1 win at Stafford. Would love to make it 2 wins for the year. Ryan Preece now moving to the inside of Ron Silk to take over the 4th spot.
It's going to get real interesting as we approach the final 10 laps of this race.
It looks like it's going to be a 5-car shootout. Pretty big gap behind Ron Silk in 5th in our 6th place car.
And what's going to be interesting, Ryan Newman has wanted to be out in front for the last 15 laps or so, as you see the battle for 6th place between Ed Flimpy and James Savali. But does he want to be out front on those final couple of laps?
He's probably the guy that's passed the most cars today, because he's tried to make that bottom work. He's gone back. He's driven his way back up to the front. He's gone back again as Teddy C now trying to get to that 2nd spot in front of Bobby Santos. Bobby's not going to have anything to do with. Ooh, he is going to lose a little ground off the corner. Teddy C gets in 2nd.
Christopher with a great move on the inside. He's running 2nd. He's led a lot today. Bobby Santos, who's led as well, is running 3rd.
I didn't think Teddy was going to have any room to get in, and then all of a sudden Bobby Santos just did not go off of 4, and Teddy got in there.
And Christopher diving on the inside here. He wants the lead, and TC's going to take it.
He's going to slide up in front of Ryan Newman. Ryan's going to fight back down in the bottom of the racetrack.
Oh, what a race.
And it was going to give that lead to Newman at the line. He's able to drive it down in turn number 1 hard. Now Teddy C's going to peek to the inside again. Pulls back in line.
This is really fun to watch.
They do too much of this side-by-side racing. That'll allow that next group to catch up as Teddy drives to the inside again.
Well, you talked about it, Phil. I'm not sure being out front is the place to be in the final laps.
You know, these guys are having a blast right now. We talk about Ryan Newman doing it for fun. That's what's fun right there. Racing for the lead.
Don't count out Bobby Santos either in 3rd place right now.
And Ryan Preece hanging right in there in 4th. Ron Silkus lost a little bit of ground now in the 5th spot.
Yeah, Preece doing a great job. But it doesn't look like he has anything for that top 3.
It's going to come right down to the wire. I think Teddy likes to be in the lead. Wouldn't surprise me to see him go after Ryan Newman again. He gets in turn 3 so well. Teddy can drive it down in turn number 3, do the slide job, get up in front of Ryan. Not close enough this lap to do it.
No, but when he catches up to him, watch out. He has used that slingshot maneuver as well as anybody here today.
Let's see if he uses this corner to pull up on Ryan Newman's bumper to set him up for that dive bomb down in turn number 3.
And again, Ryan Newman does not have a lot of experience in these modified cars. But boy, has he adapted to it.
A little bit of a bump draft right there. Teddy got into the back of Ryan, it looked like. Instead of making the move to the inside, he ran up and gave him a little love tap. Lost 3 car lengths in the process.
Yeah, Christopher's got a little ground. And this is what we call a comfortable lead for Ryan Newman.
About 2.5 laps to go now. Looks like it's going to be a 2-man race.
Christopher and Ryan Newman. As we said earlier, TC, the all-time winner at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
2 to go. I wonder if Teddy's going to wait for that move down in turn number 3 for the last lap. Then he doesn't have to battle Ryan all the way down the next straightaway. He only has to do it halfway to get the checker flag.
Well, we've seen that slingshot move work so well for him today. Now he takes a peek down low. Christopher going for the lead.
He's going to do it early. They're coming down for the white flag and 1 lap to go.
And Christopher has got the lead with 1 to go. White flag is out. Final lap. Ryan Newman now on the inside.
Side by side down in turn number 1. Is Ryan going to get him cleared? He does have him cleared. Now Teddy's fighting back on the inside.
Final lap, and it's a great one. Christopher, they are dead even now as Ryan Newman pulls away a bit. But does Christopher have another slingshot move left in him? Not much time. This is the final turn right here. Down the home stretch they come, and Ryan Newman is going to win. Ted Christopher finishes 2nd in a great race, Phil.
It sure was. Ryan Preece was able to get that 3rd spot from Bobby Santos, but I was really surprised that Teddy didn't make that move down in turn number 3 that we saw him do so many times.
Well, he did take the lead on the final lap, but give this driver a lot of credit. Ryan Newman is the winner of the New England 100. He'll be headed to victory lane, and so will we in just a moment.
The Rocket Man, Ryan Newman. Little struggle getting out of the car, but he is victorious here at the Magic Mile in a modified. You've tried this a couple times, but you finally got it. The win in the modified. How's it feel?
It's awesome. I got to thank Advanced Hydraulics and John Menards, all what they did to help sponsor us to come here, and U.S. Army and Tornadoes and everybody else. So ECR Engines obviously got us down the straights, but on the guys put together a great race car. So just happy to be running it.
You look like you're running a sprint car, pulling that move on Teddy Christopher coming off the corners. How about that battle with him at the end of the race?
He's a hard racing driver, and he beat me up the racetrack there at the start of the race. And I wasn't real happy about it, but he did a good job running me clean there at the end. And I was happy it was just the two of us. I mean, I like to see it more of a bigger pack for the fans, but it's much easier to do the slide jobs and everything else when there's just two of you and we come out on top.
How much do you love this style of racing?
These cars are awesome, man. This is a lot of fun.
Ryan Newman, a happy guy in victory lane here at the Magic Mile.
Yeah, he did have a lot of fun here today. We'll take a look at our final results. Ted Christopher comes home second. Ryan Preece, a good race today.
Yeah, equaled his best finish here at Loudon. Bobby Santos, his tremendous season continues with another top 5.
We saw Doug Kobe finishing there in the top 10. Eric Goodale, he had his moments today. Todd Zegedy, disappointing spin midway through.
Here's Dale W. Miller. We saw him spin once or twice. There's Andy Seiss back in 23rd. Mike Stefanik all the way back in the 27th position, trouble early.
Well, a great race today for Teddy Christopher, and Bob Dillner is with him.
Teddy Christopher has won up here at the Magic Mile so many times he's lost count, but I think it's on at least 2 hands. Teddy, how do you feel about getting beat by a Cup guy?
Nah, I mean, you can't feel bad getting beat by him. You know, it's like I got into him pretty good in the beginning there, and I told myself I wasn't going to do that to beat him for the win. I have too much respect for the guy. I enjoy racing with him at New Smyrna and everything. So, we had a good car. We led a lot of laps, drove it back to the front each time. So it was a good car. I want to thank everybody on the team, because we were really pretty horrible on Thursday and pretty horrible this morning, but it come alive, in the race, and that's all that matters. So, but, you got to get beat by somebody. It's better to get beat by a Cup guy because he should win, I guess.
At the same time, I know second place, you're not happy with any time, but it looked like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, it was a real lot of fun. I'm glad we got our car back on track, and it's running good up here. In the beginning, it was like days of old where I could just pull away from everybody and, stay out there and drive by myself. But, on the cautions, everybody catches up. But I still think we had a really, really, really good car. So looking forward to the rest of the year. Looking forward to Lime Rock next week.
Bobby Santos, a top 5 finish today. Ted Christopher, second in the points. Ryan Preece, a good run, and he's with Bob Dillner.
Ryan Preece up near top of the fray all day long, but what happened? You just couldn't fight with the big dogs today.
Oh, no, we had a good car. It was, I'm happy for that third. We were just fighting coming off. Our motor builder, Performance Technology, he fought to get this motor to us for this race, and he sent it to us. They got it to the car on Tuesday and had it in that day, and we got it here. It was just, I think we got a carb issue or something. We were missing a little bit coming off the corner, so they were able to pull us. But, my team does a great job. I got to thank Mike Herman Jr. for spotting today. He's awesome. And everybody who's helping us, Busy Construction, Reynolds Auto Wrecking, Big John for giving us this Ford motor. I really got to thank him. And Cape Cod Copper, they do a lot for us. And, I'm just real happy to have a car in one piece for once.
Preece, I know you wanted to win, but at the same time, you've been coming to the Magic Mile since you were maybe in diapers, okay? So getting the bird's eye view of that battle in front of you, how was it?
I didn't really get to watch it. I was fighting Bobby the whole time for it, but hey, that's 3/3 here. I mean, that's consistent. So hopefully when we come back here in the fall, we can get them.
Ryan Preece, one of those kids knocking on the door here at New Hampshire.
Well, Phil Parsons, this was something special to watch here today.
Yeah, exactly what we expected. Great racing, a lot of passing, and a slam-bang finish at the end.
Next race will be at the Colorado Speedway for the K&N Series West. For now, though, for Bob Dillner and Phil Parsons, I'm Mike Hogwood. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Coming up on tonight's NASCAR Race Hub, the King makes his return to the hub. He sits down to talk about the past, the present, and the future of Richard Petty Motorsports.